4 years, I've just been a regular school student. Well, that's not quite true. I'm actually a psychologist studying how the human mind works. That right there, that's me. Yeah, it really is. So I studied the human mind and I decided to do it on school students. It's because between the ages of 13 to 18, it's so easy to understand how the mind works, and it's also between these ages that you can easily change the way we think and become more positive. It has been found in the last few years that about 20% of teenagers will experience depression before they reach adulthood. And for this reason, I think that we should change the way we think, starting with our mind. My research has allowed me to understand how the three minds, the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious, work together to create our reality, and how we can use this to become more positive. Sigmund Freud, a famous Australian psychologist, was one of the first to popularize the concept that we have three levels to our mind. The best way to illustrate this is by using a triangle. At the top of the triangle, we have the conscious, followed by the subconscious, and at the base of the triangle we have the unconscious. These three minds work together in a rather complex way. They kind of rely on each other. Your conscious mind is constantly being spoken to by our unconscious mind via the subconscious, as you can see. In everyday life, it is our conscious mind for which that we get associated with. When it comes to the conscious mind, it is a bit like a captain of the ship. The conscious mind gives the orders, but in reality, it is the subconscious and the unconscious mind that delivers these, all based on what training they've been given, and that is your past experiences. So, how do the three minds work? The conscious mind communicates to the inner self through thoughts, speech, pictures, physical movement, and writings. On the other hand, the subconscious mind is in charge of our recent memories, and it is also in continuous contact with the unconscious mind. On the other hand, the subconscious mind is the storers of all our memories and experiences. It is from these experiences and memories that our beliefs, habits, and behaviors are formed. As I've said, they work together in a very interesting way and how they use each other. So if you kind of find it still difficult on how to think of or how the minds work together, a really good analogy is thinking of the mind like a computer. The conscious mind is the keyboard and the mouse pad or the monitor. Data gets put into the keyboard and it immediately shows on the monitor. In a similar way, the data that we receive, things that we hear and see, gets taken in and immediately is taken into our conscious mind, just like a keyboard and a monitor. The subconscious mind is like the RAM of the computer. The RAM is the place where all programs are stored for short-term, like when you need it, short-term memory. So our subconscious mind has all our short-term memory. The subconscious mind also holds our current programs that we run every single day. The unconscious mind is like the hard disk of the drive. It is the long-term memory. It has everything that we have. Everything that we do is based on what is in our unconscious mind. Your unconscious, and ultimately your subconscious, uses these programs to make sense of all the information that we get from our environment. And it uses this to ensure survival. The logic of these two minds is that if it worked in the past and you survived, then it will work again. No matter how misguided, unhelpful, or painful the results may be to you in the outside world. So the conscious mind. How many would agree that awareness is what sets the conscious mind apart? While saying that awareness sets the conscious mind apart from the others is quite wrong. It has been well documented that you can still be affected by your environment based on, like, if people say, even if you're unconscious or your conscious mind is out of it. So how many would agree that the conscious mind is more logical than the others? That too is wrong. The other two minds are extremely good at reasoning and logic, way better than the conscious mind. A good example of this is found within babies. The conscious mind had not yet been developed in babies. So it is up to the subconscious and the unconscious mind to do the data gathering and reasoning. This is how a baby knows that crying gets its attention and cuddles from the mother means it is safe. What really sets the conscious mind apart is one, its ability to direct focus, and two, its ability to imagine that which is not real. When it comes to changing your life, directing your focus is important. Your subconscious mind has a much stronger sense of awareness. However, it only obeys orders from your conscious mind. Therefore, if all you do is focus on negativity, your subconscious mind will obediently deliver the feelings and emotions involved with it, and you will therefore only feel negativity, and that will lead to depression. So if you think positively, the opposite will happen. You'll surround yourself with more positive things, and you'll just become more positive-minded. This is ultimately one of the most important powers that we have. To create change, you must learn to control what you focus on. Visualization is the second important ability to become more positive-minded. Your conscious mind can literally imagine something that you've never even experienced before, from out of nowhere. The really neat trick to this is that your subconscious mind, which can only offer past experiences and memories, will obediently deliver whatever you're thinking of, like the feelings and emotions involved, because it can't distinguish between the two. It can't distinguish between reality and imagination. So that's why it's really important to be very positive. Even when you're thinking of something, when you've got a goal coming up and you really want to do something, it's really important to just think positively of it, because your mind will start believing it and you'll just feel like you can achieve it. So the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind works hard to ensure you have everything needed for easy access. These are things like memories, such as how to drive a car without consciously thinking of it, your current programs, such as behaviors, habits, and mood, filters, such as your beliefs and values, and sensations. Your subconscious is extremely smart. If it doesn't have a filter or a reference point, it will go straight to the unconscious mind with the direct line that it has. It will ask the unconscious mind whether it's for any information that it has on a particular thing that you might be faced with, even if you do not have a past experience with it. It will just ask for anything that is similar to it, so you'll just get whatever feelings are involved with it, and you'll base your opinion on it, and of course then you'll have a new memory made from it. Not only is the subconscious extremely smart, it is also hardworking. The subconscious is constantly working at staying aware of our surroundings. According to the NLP Communication Survey, it has found that we receive about 200 million bits of data a second. If our conscious mind had to deal with that, we'd all be too overwhelmed with all the information and probably end up rage quitting. So, instead, the subconscious mind filters through this as logically as it can based on what is needed, and the rest is just filed away and stored in our unconscious mind. So the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is quite similar to the subconscious, but obviously with some differences. In order to understand the unconscious mind, we first need to establish the difference between the two, since they are quite similar. The unconscious mind is the storehouse of all our memories. What's hard to believe, possibly harder than me saying I'm a psychologist, is that all our memories are actually stored inside our brain, everything from baby to now. All that's happened to them is that they've been repressed because they don't serve us any immediate use. There are certain psychoanalytic methods, such as hypnosis, that can be used to get them back, but the important thing is that we can't just think of them when we want to. We can't just demand that we remember something from 10 years ago. The subconscious mind, on the other hand, allows us to remember. These memories are stored closer to the surface, as they will be useful. For example, your phone number. Molly, can you please say your phone number out loud?
022105758.
Did you at all during this time think of your phone number? Did you have it in your mind? And that's how the subconscious mind works. It is important, as we use our phones a lot, but it's not important enough to stay in our conscious mind. So when somebody asks you, it will just be there, you'll just remember it, but you don't think of it. So what exactly is the role of the unconscious mind then? The unconscious mind is the source of all those programs used by the subconscious. All your memories and past experiences have created these programs, and it's these programs which affect our positivity towards situations and ultimately life. So, how do we become more positive-minded? Change deep inside the mind is essentially what is needed. This change must happen in the unconscious mind, but because we don't have direct access to it, we have to work through the conscious and subconscious to get there. This will be hard, but with determination and endurance, we can start to change what we focus on with the conscious mind and slowly make our way to becoming more positive-minded by focusing on what we think of. That way, we will start to change our subconscious mind and ultimately our unconscious mind. You now have the key in your hand to do amazing things, positive things. You are in control, not your past experiences, but you. So what will you do?